Interviewing for a job cross-country. They don't pay for the hotel. Find cheapest Airbnb I can find. Get there. Key hidden under a rock. Kinda sketchy. Welp, in too deep. Get in. Barely any furniture. Holes in walls recently patched. Fresh paint in random locations. Doesn't look much like the photos online. There's also a door which I think leads to the basement. It has literally 5 padlocks on it. Want to nope the fuck out, but poor college grad looking for a job. Feel like I'm being watched. Try to ignore it and go to sleep. Wake up needing to piss. Instead of turning the lights on, I just used my cell flashlight. Go to bathroom. Light briefly shines over the vent in the bathroom. Something reflects back the light. Huh? Grab a chair to get a closer look. It's a f***ing camera. F*** this shit. Call 911 and barricade myself in the room, waiting for them to arrive. Cops show up. Point out the camera. They investigate. Yup, it's a camera. They start checking around. Move a rug that's kinda in a weird place. Dark stains they think might be blood. Okay, Anon. This is a crime scene investigation now. We need you to leave. Fuck. Give the cops my contact info. Get an Uber and go to a Denny's that's open 24/7. Spend the night there, not sleeping at all until my interview. Didn't get the job because I look like a zombie, didn't shower, and have my luggage with me even though I explained what happened. Later, the cops contact me on the case. No leads. The info they used to set up the Airbnb account is all bogus. The LLC they used to hotel title for the house is also bogus. Asked what was behind the padlocked door. We can't divulge that information, Anon. But be glad you called us when you did. Sister's husband works late. Husband's uncle is dying and is staying with them on the sofa since he has no one else. Uncle is going blind. Eyes are milky white and glazed over. His other senses are super acute. Uncle is dying, and from when I saw him last was super gaunt and terrifying looking. Uncle sleeps in living room on a sofa. They plan to throw out the sofa when he dies on it. My sister's bedroom is at the far end of the house, near the back door. Sister has a baby as well. One night, her husband is working. It's around 10, and he still isn't home. Uncle is worried about him, so she tries to comfort him by letting him hold her baby. Surprisingly, my nephew falls asleep in his arms and stays asleep. She sits on the sofa with him when suddenly the lights go off. Uncle doesn't know because he's blind. She's about to go to the other end of the house to the breaker to see what's up. Just then, the uncle stops her and says, "I thought husband's name wasn't home." She says he is not. He says he can hear him in the bedroom. She tries to listen, but she hears nothing. Uncle says, "I can smell someone." They are both huddled together in the dark. Uncle says, he is closer now, in the kitchen. Uncle gets up and hands my nephew to my sister. He tells her to run out the front door, which is 5 feet to their left. She bolts and leaves the uncle in the house. She calls her husband from the other side of the street. The lights come back on in the house. She slowly creeps up to the home and sees no one inside. The uncle is sitting on the sofa, as calm as can be. She asks him who was it, or if it was a ghost. Uncle says, "I guess it was death." Uncle dies sometime later. My sister left her husband because she could not stay in the house anymore. She kept saying she heard Uncle moving around at night. My sister works at a nursing home and has had 4 patients have similar experiences, hearing a man coming for them, only for them to die soon after. Be me alone, camping in woods. Been there a few weeks. Sun is going down. I have approximately 1.5 hours or so. Not quite 2 to 3, but over an hour. See 3 guys crouching around the woods, 250 meters across the river. I naturally crouch and watch, reach for binoculars and sit very still. They seem to be hunting deer. No firearms visible, but one does have a buck knife. I'm spooked at this point. Mind racing. I think about what I should do. Run? Contact? Stay still? I am miles into the wild at this point. Plus, my belongings are all set up in a concealed/camo camp, and I can't just leave it all here to head blindly into the woods this late. I decide to stay on my spot and watch. They have come to the river now, slightly closer, but there's no way they could see my camp, as it was uphill in a strange spot, hidden between brush and trees. The land is shaped in such a way that you would have to be right on me to see me. It's getting dark now. They still are not using a light, and are moving slow/looking around a lot. They split into three and I lose sight of one, but he walked away from me whilst the other two crossed the river and split. One is going the opposite direction. One is heading towards me. One is heading downriver. I slowly move behind some brush and back off another 100 meters or so, lie down and continue watching. I found you, bitch. These are our woods. The one that was heading closer has found my camp. This is when I confirm that they are looking for me. I don't know why or how. I have done nothing to warrant this. Didn't even know the land was owned. It was so remote. No dead animals, no trash, no wildfires, etc. I can hear my things being thrown around now, and a pretty loud conversation as they all have regrouped in my camp. Can't understand them, but they seem to be angry. Occasional screaming and such into the woods around them, saying things like, "We know you're here, boy. You're done." Another that sticks in my mind is, "I'm gonna have fun skinning you." I lay still in the woods for another 20 to 30 minutes, and thank God I did. Not sure how much longer I would have laid there, but I wasn't eager to move since I knew that they knew where my camp was, but I didn't know where they were. If you're out here, you should call yourself lucky from now on. Don't ever come back here, boy. Dio.jpg. I lay and watch the flashlight go into the distance. It's pitch black now, so I give it another 20 minutes in case it was some kind of double trap. Nothing but silence. After a while, I hear gunshots a few miles away, across the river where they headed earlier. My tent is slashed apart, my sleeping bag sliced into bits, with the insulation thrown around camp. My tarp has been pulled out of the tree and slashed up, cords cut. Gunshots again, but they are much closer this time. I grab what I can and haul ass uphill. Spend the entire night moving north through the woods until I finally found a service road to follow. Followed it in the tree line just in case and was freaking out the entire night. Never went back to those woods. This took place in the southern remote US. Still don't know what they wanted or how they found me or knew where I was. My guess is trail cams or that they found my camp earlier and came back looking for it as a group to teach me a lesson or worse.